Hello children, welcome back to Mahila Samaja digital classes. Dear students, in today's class, let us know about for EVS topic Amazing Adaptation Part 1. There is no corner of the world where plants don't grow naturally. From the frozen Arctic to the dense forest. On the top of the highest mountains to the bottom of the deepest oceans. The natural environment in which an organism lives, feeds and reproduces is called its niche or habitat. Various parts of plants and animals modify in various ways to adapt to their habitat. The modification or development of certain body parts in plants and animals that help them to survive and flourish in the environment is termed as adaptation. Adaptation helps plants and animals to survive in changing environment. Based on the habitat, plants can be broadly classified into terrestrial and aquatic plants. Now, what is terrestrial plants? Plants that grow on land are called terrestrial plants. What is aquatic plants? Plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. Let us learn more about them. First, terrestrial plants. The word terrestrial means on or in the ground, meaning dry land. Land itself has many different features like polar regions, mountains, coast, plains, rainforests and deserts. The environment is different at all the places. Let us learn more about each one of them and their respective plant life. First one, polar regions. The two poles of the earth, the north and the south poles, are the coldest places on our planet. The North Pole and South Pole have a very long winter and a very short summer seasons. There is hardly any sunshine during the harsh winter months. But in short summer months, the top layer of soil, those the soil just below the topsoil is thick, solid, icy, it's permanently frozen. The plants have a very thin layer of soil to grow. The sun is weak and the air is cold and dry. Yet the snowy landscape gets transformed with bright, colorful flowers. The plants grow close to the ground like a carpet. They do this to protect themselves from the icy winds and to avoid being crushed under unexpected snowstorms. The leaves overlap each other and the flowers grow close to each other. Since the air is dry and there is very little moisture, their leaves are thick and waxy with very few stomata. This enables them to preserve moisture. These plants also hibernate, as in they rest in the soil during the long winters and wait for summer time to bloom again. Plants like canberry, purple agate, Arctic poppy, blueberry, plants that grow in polar regions. Next, mountains and hills. Hilly regions can get very cold. In fact, the higher you climb, the colder it gets. Different kinds of plants grow at different levels. All mountains have a tree line. Trees don't grow beyond this point. It is far too cold for trees to grow. Smaller plants, mostly flowers, dot this landscape during the spring season. Plants have adapted themselves such that they can survive the severe cold as well as the snowfall. Trees like pine and subalpine of cold regions are cone-shaped so that snow can slide down. Therefore, these trees are called coniferous. Coniferous trees are found in mountainous, cold regions of the world. Once again, listen children, coniferous trees are found in mountainous, cold region of the world. The leaves are thick and needle-like that prevent frosting. The seeds in hot cones that preserve them through harsh winters. Non-flowering plants like ferns and mosses also grow here. Trees growing in lower regions, valleys shed their leaves in the autumn as they stop making food. They do this to preserve their energy. They use the stored up food to survive the harsh winters. These trees have broad leaves. The size and shape of leaves differ in different trees. Next, plains. Plains are mostly flat lands and the climate conditions are from hot and dry. The climate conditions vary from very hot and dry to very cold. These regions also have a distinct monsoon seasons. Plants grow in these regions adapt themselves to survive in all seasons. Most of the trees like neem, banyan, peepal, palash and mango. These trees grow on plains. These trees have several branches which make them look really vast. These trees produce flowers and fruits. The seeds are inside the fruit. Some of these trees shed their leaves in autumn. Trees light up the plains with their beautiful bright flowers during the hot dry summer months. Next, deserts. Deserts are the hottest and driest place in the world. Not all deserts have sand. Some are rocky. Some have stones. In desert, there is very little or no rainfall. It gets very hot during the day and very cold at night. Sometimes the difference between day and night temperature is 40 degrees. The soil is very dry and lacks mineral and water. As the wind that blows over the desert is hot and dry, the sand keeps shifting. So, it is very difficult for plants. To take root and grow in sandy deserts. Once again, listen. sand keeps shifting, so it is very difficult for plants to take root and grow in sandy deserts. Desert plants have adapted themselves to survive long period of drought. Sometimes it might be a brief light spell of rain, sometimes it can rain very heavy for several hours. The cactus. The cactus is the most famous desert plant. In order to adapt to the hot and dry condition, the stems develop into a green and fleshy pod that is thick and sullen as it stores water. It has a waxy surface to prevent water from escaping. It also converts sunlight into food and does the work of leaves. The leaves, to prevent loss of water, are reduced to spines. The shallow root of cactus develop laterally to gather maximum water from the surface. The spines also protect the plants from being eaten by herbivores. Many cactus produce flowers. These bloom mostly at night and live for a very short time, some for just one night. They live on as seeds as desert soil and wait for the next round of rain to germinate again. Next, rainforest. When trees grow together in large groups, they form forest. Once again, when trees grow together in large groups, they form forest. Rainforest covers only 7% of the earth. Yet over half of the world's animals and plants live there. This is because it rains almost continuously throughout the year. And the air is warm and damp. There are no seasons. The climate is more or less the same all year round. This provides a stable environment so plants and animals thrive. Plants don't need to make seasonal changes. They can produce flowers. Fruits and as well as seeds, as well as shed their leaves at any time of the year. The rainforest trees grow straight and tall, sometimes reaching a height of 60 meters. The trees grow close to each other, so there is no place to spread out branches. Most trees branch out at the top. Their trunks are tall and slender but very strong. They have smooth barks so the water flows down quickly. Most trees have hardwood which is excellent for making furniture like mahogany, ebony, rosewood are all rainforest trees. Since every plant here has to fight for sunlight, some of them start their life on top of other trees. Plants that grow on trees trunk are called epiphytes or air plants. They have short roots which give them a firm hold on the tree trunks. The topsoil in rainforest is thin as it rains almost continuously here. So, the roots of the tree don't go deep. Also, as the trees are very tall, they need additional support. Once again, as the trees are very tall, they need additional support. Many trees grow thick aerial roots coming down from their branches. Many trees grow thick aerial roots coming down from their branches. Yet others grow solid buttresses at the base of their trunk. The trees in a rainforest are mostly broad leaves, evergreen leaves. As the tree grows close to each other, the leaves and the branches above lock together to form a canopy. This stops most of the sunlight from reaching the forest floor. The plants that grow on the forest floor have adapted themselves to survive in damp and dark conditions as they get no direct sunlight. Mostly ferns and mosses grow here. The leaves of rainforest plants are thick and laterally with pointed tips. So, water quickly runs off the leaves and prevents mosses from growing on them. Mosses would have blocked out the sunlight, thus making it very difficult for them to prepare food. Points to remember from this lesson. Plants grow naturally in all corners of the world, from the frozen Arctic to the bottom of the deepest oceans, from the dense rainforest to the deserts. Plants have adapted themselves according to the habitat they grow in. A habitat is a natural home of a plant or animal. The special characteristics that plants and animals develop to thrive in their habitat is called adaptation. Plants that grow on land are called terrestrial plants. Plants burst to life in very short Arctic summers. They grow close to the ground. Their leaves are thick and waxy with very few stomata. Conifers are found in mountains. These evergreen trees grow straight and tall and have a sloping structure. They have needle-like leaves. These trees produce cones instead of flowers. These cones contain the seeds. Trees growing in lower hills and valleys have broad leaves which fall before winter sets in. This helps them to preserve their energy. They use the stored up food to survive the several winters. Desert plants spread out their roots just below the surface, so they can absorb maximum water whenever it rains. Hope you understood the lesson. Remaining part of the lesson I will do in the next class. Till that, stay safe, stay home. Thank you, children.